What's going on, everybody? I am back with another Prize Picks MLB player props video. This one going to be breaking it down, giving you guys 5 picks to get you winning some money over here on Prize Picks. As always, if you haven't checked out Prize Picks, would highly recommend you check them out, guys. It is a player props website and app where you can win money off of picking the over and under on things like players' strikeouts, first inning runs allowed, earned runs allowed, hits allowed, walks allowed, etc. Go ahead and use that promo code KJK DFS to receive an instant match on your first deposit up to $100 today. Again, that is code KJK DFS. Go to lock that in, get that free money offer. We went 4-1 yesterday. We just missed the 5-0 sweep, man. Tristan McKenzie just could not get that 6th strikeout. And it was tough. I mean, there were some calls that could have gone his way. He ended up drawing one of the worst pitchers umpire in the entire league in Mr. Johnson behind the plate. So that was a little bit unfortunate. Some of the plays, some of the calls just didn't go his way. But also, I mean, the last 2 innings, he walked the first leadoff hitter in back-to-back innings. That's never a good result. The count started to climb. And inevitably, that was the difference between us going 5-0 and 4-1. But hey, we're back. Took a little bit of a week break. Everybody was saying they thought I was done. I'm not done, man. I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. I just had to take a little bit of a break. We got the NFL season coming up. Things are about to get crazy right now. If you haven't signed up for the premium content, guys, you got to do so today. Would highly recommend you check it out. I do offer Prizepicks MLB. I do offer Underdog MLB. I also do offer the WNBA and my all-new, no doubt, most popular package in the VIP member package. That's going to get you access to every single sport. I'm going to have the NFL. I'm going to have college football. Those packages will be launched. You can go ahead and sign up for the VIP member package today. You'll still get access to those. You don't have to wait for the other packages to be launched. For those of you that maybe just play one sport, though, like maybe you just want access to the NFL, maybe you just want access to the college football, that will be an option. Honestly, I don't really know why you would do that. If you can afford the VIP member package, if you're playing every single day, you should be able to. It's a very reasonable price, and you're going to make your money back very, very quickly with that one. I've heard nothing but good things from every single person that has joined that so far, really, for the most part. So love to hear it. Looking forward to continuing to grow that. Love the community over there. We got an exclusive Discord. I got a lot of sharp minds. We have a fun time in the Discord, but we also do have some pretty productive picks in there as well, of course. So check that out if you are interested, and if you enjoy this content, would be greatly appreciated if you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. Like's going to be 200 likes. The like goal is going to be 200 likes. There's way more than 200 people watching these videos, and for some reason, we continue to not want to get there. It usually takes me either taking a break from videos or, I guess me point blank saying it, or to be quite frank, me going 5-0. So, sorry I gave you a dreadful 4-1 day yesterday, but if you could hit that like button, that would be greatly appreciated. And let's talk about it. Let's get into the important stuff. Let's talk about the picks. We'll go game by game as we always do. And the first game that we're going to talk about today is going to be the Philadelphia Phillies taking on the Miami Marlins, because we have an elite pitcher taking on a not-so-elite offense in Mr. Aaron Nola. He is phenomenal across the board, and expecting to have a great performance tonight. Looking at his underlying metrics, he's got 28.2% K rate overall with a 12% swing strike rate, really good ground ball, fly ball, hard contact stuff with a 29.4% K rate against those right-handed bats and a 27.1% K rate against lefties. So really, really good across the board, and he gets to take on one of the weakest opponents in the entire league right now, the Miami Marlins. I mean, they are just looking dreadful right now from an offense aspect. This lineup's real ugly, and I expect Aaron Nola to have some success in many different ways. He's got a long leash. I think he's going to go deep in the ball game. He's a favorite to go into the 7th inning in this one. And I like targeting his fantasy score for that reason. There's a couple guys in the league I talk about this. Like when they have a long leash, they have good K stuff. Oftentimes their K prop's going to be set high. His K prop's at 7.5. I do think he could hit the over on his fantasy score, even only getting 7 strikeouts. You know, there's a possibility he could go like 9 innings pitched like he did against Cincinnati, a complete game. Kind of like a Sandy Alcantara. I talk about him a lot. A guy that has so many different ways of getting the fantasy score. He could go out there and strike out 15. If he's going to do that, we're not going to complain. But I think he could also maybe strike out 7, go 8 innings, get the quality start, allow 3 runs or less, and his team get him the win here as well, with him being a massive 228 favorite. And then when we're reading off these K rates for Miami, like I said, I do think there's going to be a lot of strikeouts. There's a reason his K prop set at 7.5. Started from the bottom up with Miguel Rojas. He features a 12% K rate, low K guy, but then you get past him 33, 24, 25, 33, 24, 25, 22, and 10 at the top. So Joey Wendell is a low strikeout guy. Miguel Rojas is a low strikeout guy at the top of the bottom order. Outside of that, they all strike out a ton, and nobody really has any power pretty much throughout the entire lineup as well. Outside of Encarnacion in the 5 spot, I guess he's a little bit of a threat, but we already talked about Nola's underlying metrics. And Encarnacion also strikes out 33% of the time. So a guy like Aaron Nola has a 12% swinging strike rate, a 28.2% K rate. Should have some success here. And also, he only walks guys at a 3.3% clip. That's always nice. No messing around, going right at hitters. That's what we want. So a lot of good things going on for Aaron Nola here. And I do think he smashes in this matchup. So pick number 1. Do like the over 43.5 fantasy score. Once again, he's a heavy favorite. His team's expected to give him some run support. He's expected to go into the 7th inning. His K-prop set at 7.5. I don't mind the K-prop. I'm just going to lean fantasy because I do think he gets the over on his fantasy if he gets 7 strikeouts, which I do think he gets 7 strikeouts minimally. And once again, if he wants to go out there and strike out 10, 11, 12, we will not complain. But this is just trying to find the most edge possible. So pick number 1. Going to be rocking with the over 43.5 pitcher fantasy score for Aaron Nola. That'll be pick number 1 here. Pick number 2. We're going to talk about the Cleveland Guardians taking on the Kansas City Royals and Shane Bieber. Targeted McKenzie last night. We're going right back to the well with the K stuff. And Shane Bieber is a much better K guy than Tristan McKenzie. So we were on McKenzie last night. I think this is a spot where we can get right, kind of get our money's worth in Shane Bieber, because he's got the best swinging strike stuff on the slate. He's got a 14.1% swinging strike rate. He's got a 25.8% K rate overall with a 23.2% K rate against righties. That's really solid. And then it ticks all the way up to a 29.1% K rate against lefties. So elite stuff across the board, especially that strikeout rate against lefties. And we do have some really high strikeout lefties in this Kansas City Royals lineup. We got a nice little blend of a bunch of strikeout guys. We talked about it yesterday. Like I said, Bieber's got even better K stuff than McKenzie. And his K-prop set at 6. So we got McKenzie at 5.5 yesterday, but I'm not too worried about it. I mean, he's going to get 6 minimum, no doubt in my mind. I obviously think he's going to get 7 if I'm taking the over here, but we do have a little bit of push equity as well, which doesn't hurt our feelings. We're reading off these K rates for the Kansas City Royals, starting from the bottom up with Lopez. He's got a 14% K rate overall, and then you get past him once again. Lots of strikeouts, 25, 23, 22, 24, 33, 25, 20, and 27% at the top with Melendez. And once again, some high strikeout lefties. His K rate ticks up against the lefties with Melendez featuring a 27% K rate, Prado featuring a 33% K rate, Massey featuring a 22% K rate, Waters has a 25% K rate. So I do think this is an opportunity for Shane Bieber to really excel in the strikeout category. And I got a feeling the home plate umpire is going to be a little bit friendlier because, like I said, Johnson last time, I mean, he had a consistent game. You can't complain, but I'm just saying he's not exactly the most pitcher-friendly umpire. And don't think we're going to have to deal with that quite as extreme tonight. So pick number 3, or pick number 2, I'm sorry. We're going to be taking the over on Shane Bieber's 6 strikeouts. Really like this spot for him. Once again, he's got the best swinging strike stuff on the slate. The Royals strike out a ton. His K rate ticks up against those lefties. He's got a lot of good stuff going on from this matchup. So that's going to be pick number 2. Pick number 3. We're going to be talking about Mr. Johnny Cueto, because Johnny Cueto continues to be a guy I'm playing a lot on Prizepicks, it seems, as of late. And it's not like he's the most elite guy in the world, but they just continue to have his pitcher fantasy score so low. I almost looked at the board and was like, is this an error with where he's set? Like, maybe they meant to put him at 30-something, because they have his pitcher fantasy score set all the way down to 23.5. I don't quite know why, but I am not complaining, because, I mean, the guy's been solid across the board. Once again, he's not like the elite of the elite in the entire league, but he's been fine. He goes deep into ball games. The pitch count's really good. He doesn't walk anyone with only a 5.2% walk rate. He's got a 15.7% K rate overall, only a 2.93 ERA. That's really good with a 7.3% swing strike rate. Ground ball, fly ball stuff's really good. He's got a 16.5% K rate against righties, which is really solid for a low strikeout guy. Dips down to a 14.7% K rate against lefties, but he gets a big ballpark upgrade going into Seattle. We just targeted Lance Lynn yesterday in the same ballpark. I was really high on him. Same thing can be said for Johnny Cueto. This really has to do more so with where Cueto's line is set as compared to like Lance Lynn, who was a guy that, you know, has a little bit better K stuff, as we saw last night, racking up 10-plus strikeouts. Cueto, it's a little bit different. Like I said, it's more about where the line is set. But once again, some really, really good stuff here from a ballpark aspect. It's going to be a nice upgrade for him in Seattle. Pulling up the diagram, you can see T-Mobile Park. A lot of red going on from a hitting environment. Great pitching environment. You look at the Vegas data, the Mariners only have a 4.08 implied total. They're really not expected to light him up. Cueto's a heavy favorite. No, not a heavy favorite, but he's a favorite to go at least 6 innings and go into the 7th inning, similar to what we talked about with Aaron Nola. Once again, he's got a really long leash, and that's just where, like, this is just too low. I'm not expecting him to blow the world away and go out there and get out, you know, get like 8 strikeouts or anything like that, but He's a heavy favorite to get at least 4 strikeouts. His K prop set at 4 on Prizepicks. I'm not really too strong of an opinion on the over on his Ks, but I do think he gets at least those 4. Do think he goes like probably in the 7th inning, if not at least 6. He's going to get the quality start if he allows 3 runs or less, which I think is a high probability here. And if he can just do those things, I mean, we don't even need the win. Hopefully, if the White Sox can give him some run support and get the win for him, that's a fantastic bonus that we will gladly take that. But, I mean, he could go, 6 innings, get those 4 strikeouts, maybe go 7 innings, give up 3 runs, and still hit the over here pretty easily. So, we're not exactly asking him to blow the world away. We're just asking him to go deep into the ball game, get a couple of strikeouts, not get blown up. And I think he's very capable of doing that in this matchup. The Vegas data is indicating he is as well. So everything lining up. And to be quite frank, I've got him projected for about 10 points over this line. So, I mean, that's a big difference. A 10-point projection difference for me on my end. So I got to be taking this. Once again, not an elite guy, but it's just the value in the line. I like the over 23.5 pitcher fantasy score for Johnny Cueto. That's going to be pick number 3 here today. Pick number 4, we're going to talk about Mr. Kyle Wright because he gets to go into the Oakland A Coliseum. Once again, one of the best pitching environments in baseball. We will be targeting his K prop, but with the pitching environment, should help keep his pitch count down. He's been really solid on the season as well in the K category, really just across the board. You look at Kyle Wright's stuff as far as how he's fared on the season. He's got a 24% K rate overall with a 12.1% swing strike rate, only a 6.9% walk rate going right out, guys. The ground ball, fly ball stuff, hard contact stuff's good, so I'm not worried about him getting blown up here. He's got a 22.7% K rate overall against righties and a 25.1% K rate against lefties. And very heavy K lineup in the Oakland Athletics here tonight. Reading off these K rates, starting from the bottom up, Stevenson. He's got a 31% K rate, then 20, 42, 27, 25, 21, 16, and 10 at the top with Kemp and Machine. So these 2 guys are low strikeout guys, but then once it gets past them, a lot of strikeouts to be had in this Oakland Athletics lineup. And I really like where his K prop's set at today. Similar to what we talked about with Shane Bieber, just the K-prop set at a really appropriate line, and there is some push equity as well. So I really like where it's set at, and I think we can take advantage here today. So pick number 4, I like the over 5 strikeouts for Kyle Wright. Once again, I think he's pretty much a lock to get to 5, and I obviously would not pick him if I didn't think he was capable of getting 6, and if I didn't think there was a high likelihood of him getting 6. But once again, there is some pretty high push equity as well at the 5.0 line, which makes you always like it more. Of course, if one of the guys in our ticket's going to push or one of the guys on your ticket's going to push, there's a little bit of equity in that when the other guy hits. That does add up versus taking the complete loss. You get a push, your payout goes down a little bit, but you're still getting that money, still getting that value. So I like the over 5 strikeouts here for Kyle Wright, pick number 4. And pick number 5, rounding things out, we're going to talk about Tyler Anderson. We targeted the San Francisco Giants lineup last night with Tyler Heaney, or with Andrew Heaney, I'm sorry. And I think we can go right back to the well here. There's not a confirmed starter on the Giants side, so I don't think there's any Vegas data here to be had. But it doesn't matter because I'm going to be targeting the Ks for Tyler Anderson. The San Francisco Giants lineup is very splitsy, meaning they have a bunch of righties that they throw in there against left-handed pitching. They have a bunch of lefties they throw in there against right-handed pitching. And their lineup that they roll out against lefties has some really high strikeout guys in it. So southpaws tend to be able to rack up a lot of strikeouts against them. Tyler Anderson has a really good swinging strike rate as well. He's up there with... let's see, Drew Rasmussen. Aaron Nola is kind of the guy I wanted to compare him to. They have the same percent swing strike rate. Nola with a 12% swing strike rate. Tyler Anderson has a 12% swing strike rate. His K rate's only at a 19.5% K rate, so that's a little bit contradicting. But the swinging strike stuff's really good. And he gets to take on a lineup that, like I just said, swings and misses a bunch against southpaws in the San Francisco Giants lineup. 19.1% K rate overall and a 20.7% K rate against lefties. 19% K rate against righties is what I meant to say there. And you're reading off these K rates for the Giants bats. There's a lot of strikeouts to be had in these bats, man. Starting from the bottom up with Johnson. He's got a 55% K rate, 33, 37, 20, 16, 25, 33, 16, and 25 at the top with Brinson. So there's some heavy K guys all throughout. You've got some heavy K guys at the top of the lineup. We got some heavy K guys at the bottom of the lineup. Tyler Anderson, as far as his K stuff, like I said, it is pretty solid in swing and strike. It's really a perfect storm here. And he did just take on this Giants team and racked up 6 strikeouts prior against them. So that's a nice little sample size for you. A sample of what he was able to do last time in this matchup. You can see San Francisco only had 3 strikeouts last time, unfortunately. He actually got blown up in that game. He gave up 5 earned runs. That was a little bit of a rare occurrence. But then we go to the one before. 91 pitches, 6 strikeouts through 6 innings pitched. So that's kind of what I'm expecting here. Similar performance from him here. And once again, really like where the line's set at. 4 strikeouts for Tyler Anderson. Pick number 5, we'll be rocking with the over 4 strikeouts for him. And then lastly, the pitch count. He's going to be right up there, right around 90 pitches. So the pitch count's pretty solid as well, especially for his line only be setting at 4. So pick number 5, like the over 4 strikeouts for Tyler Anderson. Kind of the same story as Kyle Wright and Shane Bieber. Same thing. Think he's a lock for 4. Think it's a high likelihood he gets the 5. There's some push equity. So a little bit of a theme of the ticket there, but hey, we'll take it. Value is value. So that is my 5 picks to get you winning some money over here on Prizepicks in the MLB today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. We got the WNBA tonight as well. I'll be releasing a video for that, so be on the lookout for that. We got college football coming up. We got the NFL. Trying to get all my stuff together in a routine here. If you have any advice for when I should be releasing NFL videos or suggestions, I would say, for NFL, college football, let me know. If you haven't signed up for the premium content, check that out. If you haven't signed up for Prizepicks, sign up today, guys. What are you waiting for? Sign up, use that promo code KJK DFS, or you can click my links down below in the description. Get that free money offer. Start winning some money with these picks today. We're looking to stay hot. 4-1 run. Let's go 5-0 today. Let's get on a 9-1 run. How about that? So, best of luck, and we will see you in the next one.